All right, let's take you straight to the Bridget Mabandla Justice College. That's where SABC News senior reporter Canny Maphanga is standing by as we reflect, Canny, on the first leg of today's hearings, which started off with an application from the evidence leader asking that we go back to the texts that were purportedly sent between Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi and Senona, with Advocate Adila Hasim asking that a name that had been withheld yesterday be read out.
Indeed. Good morning to you, Ayanda, once again, and to the viewers. And we saw the chairperson rule that in the context that this is a text message by KZN top cop, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, and it is not the words of Senona, that the name can be read out. And we now know that the name that was being withheld yesterday is that of Stephen Motsumi. Now, if we check the public domain, there's not much that one can get from this particular name other than the fact that this is someone that owns a security firm or a security company. And now if we try to connect the dots or see where we can get any clues, we can actually go back to the evidence of Lieutenant General Nhlanhla, the intelligence evidence, where he actually spelt out how these criminal cartels or alleged criminal cartels work. And the main point that he gave to the commission is that they'll have a legitimate business in which they can allegedly carry out those criminal elements, which include the alleged drug trade and, of course, money laundering. And now if we look at that particular context with respect to the evidence given by Khumalo, as well as a text message revealing that this particular individual that has now been named allegedly gave Sibia, that is Lieutenant General Shadik Sibia, cold hard cash to buy a plot allegedly for himself, and there are ties there, according to the text message by Mkhwanazi, in that he plans to give a recording to ad hoc to play it there in order to prove this, that was discussed in the particular meeting. Then you can try and draw your own conclusions regarding this particular name that has been revealed through the commission. And the exercise continued in getting through to the information regarding the version of Lieutenant, or rather Major General Senona, as he tries to obviously distance himself from Matlala as much as possible, because if he concedes to a lot of the discrepancies that have been made by the evidence leader through cross-examination, then he would effectively be admitting that as a Hawks head, he would have had an alleged close relationship with an individual that is accused of being part of an alleged criminal cartel called the Big Five that doubles up with these security firms that also have alleged criminal elements, which include that of the illicit drug trade. Of course, that is a position that would not reflect well on this particular individual and could possibly incriminate him in a possible wrongdoing, and of course give some form of affirmation to the allegations that he is facing, because we have heard evidence, or rather seen patterns from the text messages of Vusimuzi Cat Matlala showing that he did not engage just for any reason, but rather seemingly through the pattern that has been exposed by Khumalo in the beginning in phase one. They target allegedly those high-ranking SABC officials, because in order for that particular business or model to thrive, you would need hands in the criminal justice system that would be able to assist you with this alleged illicit drug trade and for these alleged criminal cartels to thrive. So you're seeing a pattern here before the commission of Senona trying to distance himself, but in distancing himself, he creates more questions surrounding how implausible the particular version would be, because it would make no sense for someone to state that someone is so close to you that you call him a brother, but in a situation such as the Babita murder, which is quite widely reported, and you could not catch a glimpse of this, and the implicated persons being mentioned in quite great detail, that he only learned of the alleged criminal elements of his friend or his quote-unquote brother at the ad hoc, and not years before when the reporting started on these alleged criminal dealings and these alleged criminal cartels. But once again, Ayanda, it is clear why he's trying to distance himself, or rather be cautious in his answering of those particular questions, because if he concedes that he knew that information, it reflects poorly, because he's not a normal member of society, but rather a KZN Provincial Hawks head, the head of the DPCI in the province, and they are responsible for, I guess, looking over or overseeing a lot of those alleged criminal elements in which Vusimuzi Cat Matlala is accused of allegedly engaging in.